Welcome back to the Extreme Festival of Motorsport at the Motorsport Festival at Kyalami. As we saw, big crowds are going to be entertained, and it's up to the single-seaters now to take up that mantle and show what they can do. The Investchem Formula 1600s has grown in leaps and bounds, and slowly but surely all the drivers are getting to grips with these brand new cars on slick tyres and with wings. We're on board here with Brendan Tracy a bit further back in the pack. Not quite where he wanted to qualify, and you can see he's battling off the line there. A little bit of an issue. Something's gone wrong there with Tracy, and the car has broken right on the line. Stuart White got the whole shot as they head down into Crowthorne, and he is followed very closely by Cam O'Connor. Alex Gillespie coming through the field as well. Watch out for him, and keep an eye out on Rackstraw and on Schofield, the two Andrews. In fact, there's three Andrews because you got Horny in there as well. And Horndog will definitely be looking to get through as quickly as possible. Nice to see Siabonga Mankonkwane moving up for the first time into Formula 1600s after a magnificent couple of seasons in the Formula Vs. And he's already given the boys at the front end a bit of a run for their money. So we'll have to watch out for his progress because he really is a very good single-seater driver. They'll go through Sunset and into Clubhouse for the first time, and it's the top three starting to get away there. And it looks like it's going to be a little bit of issue there between Cam O'Connor trying to get through to second place. He hasn't quite got it just yet, but he wants to run with Stuart White. He cannot afford White to get away. We know how good these two youngsters are. One of them at the moment driving in the F4 series in Europe, and looks like Cam O'Connor might be heading across to the United States of America to participate in their Formula 4 series powered by Honda. These cars, of course, all powered by Ford, and unfortunately the one not making it. There's Cam O'Connor diving on the inside for second. Has he got it? Looks like he has. He's running a little bit wide and just manages to keep out the hard charge coming from behind. Now he's going attacking. He wants to get up there with Stewie White. He's lost a little bit of ground there to Stuart White. You can see it's about 4 or 5 car lengths, and that might be enough for Stewie White to control the race from the front. This is a very, very good outing here for Herman van Bleek, and of course this is the first time that he's made it back into Formula 1600s after a little bit of a break. The last time he was in a Formula Ford, they didn't have wings and they didn't have slick tyres, but he certainly got to grips with his car very, very quickly. Schofield going at it here, trying to close down on Gillespie. Schofield looking in the rearview mirrors. He knows that he's got both Andrew Horn and Rackstraw giving him what for, and here comes Nicholas Van Wheelie as well. Great to have Van Wheelie back in the pack as well. Picked up on him a bit earlier on, didn't quite get to mention him, but he's certainly getting in there and showing what he can do. An ex-champion, of course, in the previous format of Formula 1600s. 27 car going through there looking really good. Herman van Bleek trying to stay with the two youngsters. Gillespie going side by side as they come out at the top end of Yuxke and onto the back straight away. Heading up towards Sunset. Oh, it's so close. Van Wheelie's on the inside. Has he got through? Yes, he has. Nice move there from Van Wheelie. He just makes the move stick and now makes it absolutely perfect as they come through there. Schofield looking for a way through on Gillespie. Gillespie goes defensive as they come into Clubhouse. So tight between these guys. Behind is Mankonkwana, and Siabonga is running with the usual contenders. He's certainly not at the back end where we expected him to be. He has got to grips with these cars very well, and I think with a couple more seat times and a little bit more experience behind the wheels of these machines, he could be a front runner and definitely a championship contender. Oh, Van Wheelie. Speaking of championship contenders, that's not what you want to do to be in the championship. Van Wheelie just missing his braking marker at the top into Leeuwkop, and he got it all wrong. He has to drive around the outside of that massive kitty litter at the top end. Let's have a look at it one more time. Coming up onto the braking marker, there you go, goes down the gearbox. Looks like he actually misses a gear, tries to get it back in the gearbox, and eventually goes sliding across the kitty litter and onto the grass. It'll take him a while to get back on track, and he'll probably have to come from the back of the field. And in this field, you don't want to be at the back because they get away from you so quickly. So Schofield now trying to keep out a little bit of an attack coming from behind. The LT is on his tail. Lieutenant Colonel Alan Mayer there. And then, of course, on his tail, another newcomer, and, of course, a youngster coming out of karting, Josh Jolinchek, doing a super job there and running for top 10 honours. Thiago Rebello's just ahead of him, so keep an eye on Rebello too. Another youngster that's looking good. Checkered flag is on standby. Stuart White has literally not been troubled at all. He maintained a gap at the front, and once he got there, he's just controlled it. And that's exactly what he's been doing in Europe. So he's going to be a tough man. He's going to be here for the entire season, I believe, as opposed to back and forth all season long. He wants to try and take a championship here if he can and move on to Formula 4 in Europe in the next couple of seasons. As he comes back down onto the braking markers, it's him and Cameron O'Connor that are going to be the top two here. Our two youngest drivers in this pack coming through to look like they're going to be the class of the field if they keep it all together. Stewie White taking the win. Cam O'Connor comes through for second place. He'll be happy with that, but he'll be looking to get ahead of Stuart White in race number 2. Further back in the field, nice little battle there between Rackstraw, who has unfortunately just got ahead of Schofield. Schofield will have to do some homework to catch him in the next one. So it's Stewie White ahead of Cam O'Connor, Alex Gillespie, Herman van Bleek, the top 4, Rackstraw, Schofield and Horn, and Siabonga Mankonkwana in the top 8 on his first outing.
Stuart, congratulations. First race of the season.
Yeah, first race of the season went well. We had a bit of problems yesterday in qualifying, and we seemed to fix, and all the preparation leading up to the race finally starting to pay off with all the exercises from iGym, John and Mankis on the fitness side, brand new for all the marketing, and my dad and everyone for helping us. So there's been a big push, and this for Scott also helping on the fitness side. So we've been putting in a lot of hours to get ready for the race and to get ready for the season. So getting everything ready is a big relief.
Nick, I see you working furiously here to get your car ready for the second race. Take us through what happened.
We got a throttle that jammed open at the top of West Bank, which wasn't very fun. We managed to keep the car off the tyre wall just. So they don't have a spare cable, so we're busy making a bit of a botch job to get it out for the second heat. So we'll see how it goes.
Well, some little tweaking to be done on a couple of the cars. Hopefully Van Wheeler will get it sorted. We'll see what's going to happen as they head into heat number 2 now of the Investchem Formula 1600s. On the grid, lights about to go out. As soon as they do, we go racing, and it's a good start, a much better start this time as they head down there. But look at Cam O'Connor just bogging down on the line ever so slightly. Didn't quite get the start he wanted, that's for sure. As they head down there, we're on board here with Thiago Rebello. The young Carter making his way up into single-seater racing, and definitely a man to watch out for in the future. As they get onto the braking markers, it's once again Stewie White, but Alex Gillespie with an incredible start. He's followed through there by Harman van Bleek. And looks like Cam O'Connor fighting for 4th place side by side. Is that with Schofield, I think? Yes, it might be. No, in fact, he's tucked in behind Schofield. He didn't quite get through there. Look at the start from Van Wheelie. He's hopefully not going to be any issues at the top of the hill under braking. Stewie White looking in the rearview mirrors just to see how far ahead he is. And he'll just start to ease away ever so slightly, using the international experience he's had over the last couple of seasons. Further back in the pack, you can see them all starting to sort things out there. The 74 car of Monkonkwana, not quite where he wants to be. He definitely needs to get the starts a bit better to ensure that he's a little bit higher up to fight with the usual contenders. Down into Clubhouse. LT has got Schofield on his tail, and you can see just behind there Garth de Villiers and Rackstraw not getting the start he wanted. He unfortunately, I think, got stuck behind the cars trying to avoid the man who bogged down on the line there, Cam O'Connor. O'Connor got going again, but he has now got lots of work to do and hopefully going to be able to get through the field. You can see it's not going to be easy, not when these guys are so evenly matched and the cars are looking so good. Harman van Beek coming across, and down the hill he goes, looking to close things down now on Van Wheelie. Van Wheelie wants to try and catch Stewie White. This is awesome to see. Listen to this. That is absolutely flat. Everything she's got through that sweep. There's no lift off there whatsoever, which is so awesome to see as they come through the sweep and down into Crocodiles. Closing down on Gillespie. The 2 cars, in fact, make that 3 cars closing down there and looking for opportunities that are not there yet. Gillespie's going to have to be wily because here comes Van Beek and here comes O'Connor. O'Connor diving up the inside of Van Wheelie. Has he got it? Yes, he has. 2 red and black cars. They're very evenly matched in terms of livery, but of course slightly different sponsors on those 2 cars as they now go side by side across the start-finish line. It's going to be very close between the 2 of them. Have a look at that. In fact, almost identical. It's like 2 Ferraris heading down into Crowthorne. Very Formula 1-esque here and very similar to what we used to see in the old days, and hopefully we'll be seeing soon. Look at this. Under braking. Oh, Cam O'Connor locks up. Opens up the door, and you don't want to do that with Van Wheelie. Remember, Van Wheelie is an ex-champion in this category, so he knows exactly where to place his cars. Yes, he might be a bit rusty in terms of not having seat time, but he certainly knows what to do in a race car. Lieutenant Colonel Alan Mayer going at it there, and you can see a nice little battle in the mid-pack as the 2 of them going at it. It's Schofield who's on his tail, and we're on board with him now. As they head up into Yuxkay, look at this. There's a couple of guys who use that inside curb. They're not using it just yet, but they do run wide onto the rumble strips ever so slightly. Further up. Looks like Cam O'Connor's gone missing there. Yes, Cam O'Connor's got an issue. A little bit of issues there for O'Connor. It doesn't look like he's in the same little fight he was earlier on. This is, of course, Schofield closing down, looking for a chance. Is he good enough on the brakes? No, he's not. Van Beek keeps him out and just maintains the gap there between himself and the car just ahead. And, of course, that is Van Wheelie who's just ahead of him now. So Van Wheelie moving up the field and closing things down. There's Cam O'Connor. I thought we'd lost him out there, but he's just moved up ahead a little bit further than what I thought. And now under braking, there's a great move. The 40 car diving on the inside there. Rackstraw has now come through the field. And look at this. Oh, man, they're side by side. And forcing each other towards the inside wall. Look at that. 1, 2, 3. Watch out. There they come. 3 by 3 across the start finish line and under the bridge. Oh, and there goes a little bit of the nose cone. The nose cone goes a bit haywire there for Rackstraw. That's going to affect the downforce on that car ever so slightly. He might not have the braking ability that he had earlier on with the loss of that nose cone. But let's have a look and see if it does affect him. No, it doesn't really. He manages to hang on there and stay right in the mix. He dives on the inside, looking for a way through. Can he make it? No, he can't. This is such great racing. Very much what single-seater racing needs to be in this country. And of course, with the Investchem Formula 1600s, with this whole new look and feel, Harman van Beek getting to grips with it as they go through sunset. Can he close things down now? Is he going to be able to get up onto the podium? It'd be awesome if he can, because he's making a welcome return to the series, remember. That late braking and running wide. Oh man, Monkhonkwana is in trouble. He's having to go defensive and he's having to drive the wheels off that car. And in fact, starting to possibly flat spot one of those tires if he's braking that hard all the time. It's not going to be an easy day in the saddle for Monkhonkwana. Heading up towards Leeuwkop now. And Stuart White clean and clear at the front. 6.5 seconds ahead of anybody else. Probably about 6 seconds by the time he crosses the line. Gillespie's hung on for second place, but it hasn't been an easy day in the saddle for Alex Gillespie. He's been pushed hard by Nicholas Van Wheelie, and the two of them having an epic dice there for the second place. You can see them coming around just in the background. Gillespie coming through for second place ahead of Van Wheelie, but a welcome return for both Van Wheelie and Van Beek. Schofield in 5th place. A great effort there from all the drivers. Let's have a look at the championship points heading into the next round in Cape Town. It's Stuart White with a commanding lead over Van Beek. Cam O'Connor in 3rd place, 1 point adrift, with Alex Gillespie pushing hard.
So, Andrew, a little bit of fun and games, a scary moment for you out on track.
Yeah, we came here to just learn and we had fun, which was the best part. Racing with these guys is just completely awesome. Unfortunately, our accelerating cable got stuck, so that was the end of the race, but I'm happy, so it was lots of fun.
Stuart, congratulations. Almost a full house of points for you this weekend.
Almost a full house of points. I'm really happy with how the weekend played out after really difficult qualifying. So thank you for Uncle Brian, all of them turning it around after qualifying. Everybody involved, the fitness faculty, Jim, and especially Scott as well, and my dad and everyone who made it work. So really happy with how the weekend played out. Season started strong. I almost just keep the momentum for the rest of the season.